Good Wednesday morning. It's July 9th, little after 10 on the East Coast. And today I want to go over a couple of new boxcars I bought for the layout. So I thought I'd just do a quick live stream. These are eBay finds. Where is it? eBay finds. eBay, upside down. eBay finds, yay, from a vendor out in someplace in Texas. But he shipped things pretty quick, so I was pretty happy. Let's see. All I did is open the box. Take a look. This does not have a jeweled case. How about that? Hmm. Oh, okay. Yep. I think I know which one this is. Yep, another Pennsylvania. So, Pennsylvania car 47011. These are all used. I believe none of these are new. These are all used. So, you've got a little worn on the lettering, which is fine. I believe it is a micro trains because doors don't open. It's got a nice walkway though. The molding is really nice on micro trains. I like their couplers. They're a little more beefy, um, but and that looks like, yeah, this is definitely used because it looks like someone upgraded this coupler and not this coupler. We'll see. It's got already got the pre-rusted wheels, so well, take that back. There you go. There's the original wheels, and there's the opposite wheels. So probably won't see it on the layout, but eventually I'll be changing all my wheels over to metal. But pretty nice, pretty nice. Should have got a section of track out. Set these suckers on. Hang on. I'm trying to add to my fleet of box cars and trying to keep them all in the same 40-foot box car, early box cars. There you go. Set that guy over there. Problem is I don't have another section of Unitrack handy, but that's okay. Number two. Oh, I can already see through here. So this is a non-Pennsy, but it's a railroad that would have run on, probably not really run on some Pennsylvania lines. Pennsylvania have much mixed freight around there. A lot of these tapes on here, good. Give me a workout today. You know, when in doubt, get out the big boys. Well, that didn't seem to help either. This would have been a line that ran up from Maryland through West Virginia and then the western side of the state. Let's get this angle back here. Western Maryland, an insulated boxcar. Not sure. These jewel cases sometimes. Yeah, there we go. Another micro trains, 40-foot standard pug door with the Magnum-Matic couplers, which I don't have any Magnum-Matics on. Again, doors do not operate. It's one of the little pet peeves I have, those, but this time the wheel sets match and they have the couplers on both ends. KD, so like I said, this one has been modified a little bit. There's the anyhow, we'll play around with it. We'll see how it rolls. Get rid of the tissue paper. Good roller for now. Again, it's going to add some different color to the layout, right? Something that's you might have seen rolling together. This will have to get faded, I think, a little. Let's take a look at what it says here. This car was built in October 1931 in East Rochester, New York. Leased, blah, blah, blah. Transit company was assigned to the H.J. Heinz Paint in Chambersburg. So Chambersburg. Yeah, it's west of Harrisburg, I believe. So that's not bad. I don't really have a paint shop, but I'm just going to have traffic on. So if this was built in 1931 and I'm doing late 50s, it's going to need some weathering. These old Pennsylvania Keystone, this is an older car. I'll have to look it up and see when it was, see how much weathering I want to put onto that. But they'll probably make their Thursday on the tracks debut maybe next week because I already have consist built for this week. God, dude, put a lot of tissue paper in with this. So they will be put in on weather their first roll through. And I bought a third one. Now, all three of these ran me, I don't know, $50. I think I worked at the average was somewhere around $16, $17 a car, including shipping. So, do I feel bad about not going to a local brick and mortar? The closest one that has decent cars is easily an hour and 20 minutes away. Everything up here seems to be big scale stuff. So I ever get out in the garden railroading, but I want it on my N scale. So there's another microtrain lines. This time it's a steel sided ice reefer from Pennsylvania. I thought that'd be kind of cool. This one says built sometime in the late 1920s and the mid 30s. This maintenance of way car was assigned in 1960s to supply ice for use around major terminals and for air conditioning of some coaches. Pennsylvania owned very few refrigerated cars compared to other railroads. That is true. And it's got operating hatches. So let's take a look at that. There you go. See, so I paid a little bit more than what this dude paid for it, but who knows how long he's been sitting on it. I like the fact that it's a different color. Right? It still says Pennsylvania. It's silver. Look at that. Assigned to the Jersey City Ice Cars, to the complete opposite side of the state from this one. They're moving ice somewhere. Who knows? It's got those pre-rusted wheels on it and the rusted couplers. I like that. Pretty simple detail. So again, if this thing is that old and it's probably was originally painted in the battleship gray in the 20s, I don't think they went to the yellow until the 50s. So it might have been a couple colors before they painted the silver color. I mean, heck, I remember in the 80s when I was working as a painter for a school district painting boilers and oil tanks with silver paint like this. It may have been left over from the railroads, but it was one of those things that uh, you can't leave the steel uncovered or rust, but let's paint it silver because that'll keep the cool in, which is total fallacy. Insulation keeps the coolness in. But this says it has, let's see. First of all, let's check out how it runs on the rails. I suspect, yeah, sweet. Thanks for 2 people following and watching. This is not going to be a long live stream. In fact, I'll probably download it and then edit it down to a movie thing. Roof hatches that can be opened and closed. Oh, okay. So they got a whole bunch of these little. That's a lot of hatch covers. One, two. How many hatches he get? Oh, only on one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But they give you 6 and 2 sets of them. That's like 12 hatch covers for 4 hatches. Well, there's the hinges, and there's the latch. So let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. So you could model it open if you wanted to. That's kind of cool. I probably will at some point model. Okay, well, don't go from the hinge side, Eric. There you go. I'll probably model it something like that. Yeah, that's really cool. That gives me some opportunity for some rust. Like I said, let's get this on the rails. Sorry for the bad lighting. This was an impromptu thought. Yeah, I could see getting some rusty details, especially around the door, like the hinges in here, both sets of hinges, and along this lower bottom on both sides. Maybe some rusty panels up top. The wheels already have that color. I said the ladder, I'll get some chipping, so maybe some yellow showing through, or is repaint it. And I'll have to do some research on these guys and what they look like. But definitely, some streaks on what color from the yellow underneath they might have been. The red Pennsylvanias, usually fade them down with a little bit of white, and then usually some ochre to kind of look like some rust, and some black for soot, maybe along the rooftop. Anyhow, that's where we are right now. That's the new cars. Look for them in a week or so. I'll probably just plop all three, no matter how on whether they are or where I am in construction phase. But those the two new Pennsylvanias and a Pennsylvania's hogging the spotlight there, and a Western Maryland. I don't have a long enough piece of track, but it's always an issue, right? Getting the couplers to line up. Why aren't you playing along? Probably because it wasn't on the track, right? There we go. That looks right. Nope, they're not playing. I may have to go and change the couplers out before I can even run these. I don't know, you may. Now I'm just goofing. Let's get them off the track. There we go. Maybe. That one's got a weird coupling arrangement. He may end up being a problem. Maybe why someone got rid of it. Let's take a look. Might have to replace that coupler right out of the gate. Get it to more of a scale. I think I have some couplers somewhere. Yeah, you can see he's got, let's see. Oops. I don't know why this is still got the wrong title on it. Anyhow, sorry about that. We got disconnected there, but you can see, I think I know why someone got rid of this Pennsylvania car. Couplers, even when they're coupled, you got to put some force on it to get them to straighten out. So I got some work to do on this guy. Any of you guys watching have some suggestions for me? Let's put them in the comments. I'll read them afterwards. But there may be some broken springs, which is That one seems really loose. See, there's no play here. Someone replaced the couplers. You can already see those are not original pins. I had some tacky tape there, and it's got a lot of wiggle play. So we may have to, before this sees the rails, is really play. That's got way too much play. Oh well, anyhow, just more work to do. But there's my 3 different color rooftops. Western Maryland, refrigerated Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania boxcar. Awesome. Hope everybody has a great day. Sorry for the shaky camera. And I got some work to do. You guys have a good day. And we will talk to you later.